think we are live. Let me check once. Yes, we are live. Ah, welcome everyone to Crick Domestic. 400 पार पहले ही निकल गया था. चलो, this
Yeah.
is the Crick Domestic and welcome to the Sunrisers Hyderabad Squad preview IPL 2025. Here he comes, and I have two special guests, Manju sir, our very own Manju sir from Twitter. Whoever is active in Twitter is a renowned man from the cricket Twitter and very close to me as well. And here Abhishek Reddy Bhai is there from Sunrisers Orange Army. He is all done in orange color today to discuss what we have ahead of us. Is an exciting season for Sunrisers. Good to have you two gentlemen. Abhishek Bhai.
Thank you, Bhai. Thank you for inviting me once again. Last time we were here, we had lots of fun. So hopefully, viewers will also have lots of fun this time. And yeah, good to see Manju Bhai back after a long time. It's been a while.
Yeah, nice to
Manju
see
sir,
you.
yeah, good to see you. Yes, good to see you. Maybe बहुत दिनों
Yeah.
बाद.
Yeah,
So
so actually the SRH is setting a very interesting trend. So I think I'm also very excited to see if they continue this batting trend. It will be really great for the eyeballs and overall great for all the fans, regardless of which franchise you support.
yeah, absolutely. And a lot of things to talk about actually. Let's start. Let's hit straight to the get straight to the point. Sunrisers Hyderabad squad preview. Very exciting squad actually. Abhishek Bhai, first coming to you. Overall view एक बार मतलब बोल दीजिए कि what do you expect this season? Okay, runners up थे last season. The SRH camp. They had a very impressive campaigns. A lot of records were broken. What new things you are expecting this year overall, or balance kind of it's means how what is your point of view looking at this the new squad? They have retained the main core actually, but the additions what spice they adds up in this overall squad of SRH this time.
Yeah, I mean, the first impressions you get once after you looking the squad is that it's a better squad from what you have in 2024. So in
Hmm.
2024, the style which we have adopted is something which was never seen before, not just in IPL but in T20 cricket. Many experts have went on to say that Sunrisers have changed the way the modern day T20 cricket has been played, and which is rightly so. We've seen how, despite of the result, and that kind of backfired when it came to the playoffs. That going all guns blazing didn't work out when the ball was probably nipping a bit. But you look at overall tournament, they were successful most of the time, and it's just unfortunate that we didn't pay off in the final game. So you compare the squad man to man from what we had last year, and now this year we had a much better batting lineup. The addition we're going to talk about, players in depth in the later part of the episode. But yeah, you look at the additions of Ishan Kishan, or you look at bowling. Yes, it was not possible to get both Bhuvi and Natarajan back because of the high demand which they both were at, despite of them being at the latter part of their 30s. The demand for them is still high. So I think in that way, SRH did smart enough, and they jumped in whenever they saw Shami. They jumped in when they saw Harshal Patel, and they got decent replacements. And mostly in terms of bowling, also, if you look at this season, we have been able to pick wicket takers more than containing bowlers, because the pitch we are going to play in it is going to be flat, like as always. So 220 would be par. So when 220 is par, uh, NRR doesn't matter until and unless you win matches. So when you're scoring 230, 240, other team will come all guns blazing. Either it's going to get it all out at 120, or they are going to come and chase down it. So in this phenomenon, or in this game style, it is important for the teams to strategize their bowling resources well. And
Yeah.
that's where last time likes of JD Unadkat, Bhuvi, Natarajan, Cummins, they took pace off and they did win. And remember, last time our spin department was nothing. Like if you remember, Markande was there, but he was not up to the mark. If you remember the qualifier too, both Abhishek and Shabazz became our lead spinners and bowled. And compare that with this squad now, you'll see that you have an accomplished spinner in Rahul Chahar, and you have a international quality in Adam Zempa. So overall, if you look at the side, it's a better side from 2025, 2024, and yeah, 2025 is a much better side.
So that's a big statement, actually. I have not thought it that way, to be honest. But you definitely being such a close follower of SRH, you have a better view. You have given the better view there that this is a better squad from the last year. Manju bhai, overall view, yes, you are excited for that on batting onslaught here. But overall, as a team, what Abhishek bhai said, do you agree with him, or you have any other things to shed light on?
Yeah, mainly like unfortunately Cars pulled out and he
Yeah,
has been replaced. But like imagine if he's playing, then almost the four overseas would have been absolutely locked. So now instead of Cars, now Zampa, how they use him, that is the question. Like whether he's a regular member or they'll bring him like an impact player. So that's how the combination will be interesting to see. But I am
yeah,
excited for this other young spinner. I don't know whether he'll get a game or no. Mostly he'll be like a backup, I feel. But a few of these videos, I know we can't judge from short videos, but of Zishan, they are quite promising. So I think he's a lad from Lucknow. So he's
yeah,
one guy to watch out for. The other guy is Aniket Verma, who is also he had a good performances in the MP Premier League.
yeah.
So he could also, I don't know how he will slot in because they have all the people in the same mold and they have Atharva Taide who is a sort of anchor. So how they balance the Indian batting also, that would be something
That would be
interesting to see.
very,
So
yes.
there are a few good qualities there in this squad.
Yeah. First of all, going straight to the combination wise, Manju sir, coming to you only. Combination wise, pretty much similar to last season actually. If we see that the kind of Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, then the likes of Klassen is there. There is no Eden Markram. But there is one guy, the Indian addition, a huge Indian addition, who spiced things up for the SRH camp this time, and maybe that is one of the factors why Abhishek Bhai said that it's a better squad. That is Ishan Kishan factor. If you look at the combination wise, he's a huge addition here, Manju sir.
Yeah, so actually the practice games usually we don't look much at the scores, but he's been getting decent like 70s and 60s in practice game. So like it's a double-edged sword. Once on one side they will say don't look into the scores, but he is in good touch. So also I think one cricket I was reading a report where they maybe he will come at number three. So if he comes at number three, then it's a good chance of him at redemption, because like after coming letting being let go by Mumbai, then there were a lot of issues around his mental health break and those reports when Rahul Dravid was the coach. So I think all the worst is behind him, and he can just get his best game, and probably he's in the best lineup where there are people behind him to go after the ball still. So I think he can really unleash and play with freedom. So his career strike rate is around 140, but he has a chance to better that this season.
Yeah, definitely. And Abhishek, by coming to you, the Ishan Kishan option to have such a lethal option there, combination wise, I think he will not open definitely because Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma are untouchable at this moment. So, is it one of the reasons you said that it's a better squad from last year?
Yeah, it's a part of reason because if you look at last year, we had Tripathi, Mayank Agarwal doing that role at number three, and they were not quite successful. Tripathi came into the party only in the playoffs, where he scored some two good, decent knocks. So that's the only reason. Uh, that was the like one of the weaknesses, despite having a very good batting records. All those 287s, 286, we still had that problem of number three. So now you have someone like Ishan Kishan, which gives license to both Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma to continue their game even further without thinking even for a second. So even if one of them gets out early, Ishan Kishan comes in the power play and he has probably 2 3 hours to get starting. And once Ishan Kishan gets into that mode, we all know how dangerous he can be. Yes, sometimes he might have an issue with the turning ball. Sometimes he's not doing well. But in the IPL, when SRH is playing it 7 out of 7 proper batting wickets, and if you look at the other schedule where SRH is playing, except for Ekna, everywhere it is except for Ekna and Chennai. Rest of the five are pretty good batting decks. And so yeah, and I'm hearing news that Ekna might not be as slow as we might expect. This season they
Yeah,
are expecting it to be play much better. So in that case, you're seeing proper batting wickets throughout the tournament. And yeah, I think Ishan Kishan is the perfect man because he doesn't have to think anything. He just has to go out there and play his game. So I believe it's a very good addition, and also that Indian core which we talk about. The success of any IPL team depends upon its Indian players, how valuable they are. And to further strengthen it for the next 3 year cycle, I think having guys like Abhi, Ishan Kishan, Nitish, and someone like an Abhinav Manohar at six, who is a proven performer in the IPL circuit and is coming off a very good domestic circuit. Abhinav Manohar is a very good thing. And also Aniket Bhai, which Kaushik Bhai has rated highly before anybody else. He's also doing well, he's playing spin well. Maybe he's still a work in progress with pace, but yeah,
yeah,
hopefully it's a very good batting attack. Even Sachin Baby in the couple of simulation games which we've played looked very good, and that's a good headache to have, and that's a good combination to have. And if you go down even further, Pat Cummins is a very very decent batter. He has one fast one. I think he's one of the fast. He's the joint highest for the fastest 50 in the IPL with Sunil Narayan, if I'm not wrong. So and KL Rahul. So yeah,
yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah, coming to that Aniket Verma thing, Abhishek Bhai. Yes, clearly his spin game is pretty much there, upright there. But as a finisher, do you see as a finisher? SRH fans are looking at him as finisher, or means okay, he might not be the first option. First, you tell me that is he going to be one of your first options? Means in the playing 11 he can come in, or is an impact player. Secondly, do you see him doing the finishing job, or Manohar is the no-brainer?
See, I think somehow I feel that looking at the vibe around the team, I feel that Zampa might not start. That's what the vibe I'm getting if you look at the role of the team. It is going to be one of Vian Mulder or Kamindo Mendes. Kamindo Mendes has done well in the second simulation match. He scored 60 of 30 and he's also picked up wickets with his ambidextrous thing. He bowls with left arm spin, he also bowls right arm off spin. So, and he's batting very well and uh, that's the feel I'm getting after looking at the content or little bit of talking at it. That's what I'm getting the feel. But again, you never know what transpires in the background and what decision you're going to take. So ideally, I would wait a few games to see how the team is going. I think I'll start with coming to Mendes there, and or Abhay and Mulder, one of them, and then we'll see how things are going. If something's not working, then probably if we need an left-hander at that finishing position, maybe Sachin Dev is there. But I think Aniket Verma might come in if he's playing. Even I am interested because I feel that if he comes ahead of Klassen, let's say if 3 wickets falls within the first 10 overs, then he might be a good option to come in there. And whereas Klassen is very good once he has some 8 or 7 overs, not more than 8 or 7 overs. Klassen sometimes, you know, can get stuck. We've seen it over the years, that especially in the recent past, Klassen sometimes has this thing of not knowing when to accelerate. He's a world class player, definitely, no doubt. He might prove me wrong as well this season, but that's what the impression I got after seeing Klassen in the last 12 months, that he's better suited for that final flourish without thinking anything. If he's just there to go in it, I think he's better. So yeah. To answer your question, I think yes, Aniket Verma, I will wait for a few days because his
Yeah,
pace game is not up to the mark yet. So probably it will take some time. Probably the coaches can work on him and come back. But later half, I see him especially when the pitch starts to slow, I see him play a role there.
definitely. And Manju sir, uh, coming to Aniket Verma, okay, that option, I think, as Abhishek Bhai said, ki maybe SRH might wait a bit now. But how an exciting option Abhinav Manohar can be means, I think yes, someone like you also who has seen him or followed him, or we have seen, means he's a renowned name now. I think among the domestic players for the last 3 4 years now for playing in Karnataka for in Maharaja Trophy. Abhinav Manohar addition is another means क्या कर रही है SRH means to make it a one sided traffic as a batting unit.
Yeah, so Abhinav Manohar, the thing is, he's yet to like he will always feel that he's yet to get his recognition on this big stage. So I think definitely in the IPL there is an opportunity. This could be the season where we can, like you can say, the coming of age of Abhinav Manohar. I know he may be already a little age must be higher. You may disagree with me, but that particular, the single-handedly he can win a few games. So that is like still the fans are waiting. And of course, he's a very well-known name in the T20 circuit, no doubt about it. But doing it on the IPL stage with little internationals in the opposition, that will give a whole new like meaning to his. Maybe it may improve his stocks also in his career, chances for selection later, because 2026 T20 World Cup is coming up. So India may look at if we not look at young people necessarily, it may look at established people to just go for the trophy that way. So there is a scope for him. So only question is what is the ideal number for him? So what is
Yeah.
too low or too high? That is the main issue. I don't know. In GT he was quite okay at six, I think, but there is a, a lot of crowd in SRH with a lot of batters. So ultimately they have to management has to decide what number is ideal for him and when he should enter. Maybe 13th over, 14th over. Like still, the debate is open for that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with someone like Klassen there handling the middle overs against spin. Ishan Kishan will also be heavily invested because we have seen how well he can do at that number three, number four in that phase of the innings when he played for Mumbai in 2020 during the COVID IPL. उसके बाद तो he has opened with Rohit Sharma, but I think वो space तो थोड़ा covered up है. He has done a lot of one man army stuff for his Maharaja Trophy side.
Yeah,
I
right.
forgot that side name. I think something Lions. It was the team name.
Yeah,
Uh,
be Belgavi Lions or
Hmm.
I don't
हाँ
know,
ऐसा
black color
हाँ
jersey. Yeah.
Hmm.
हाँ ये
Yeah,
ऐसा
black.
ही ऐसा ही कुछ था. So I think ऐसा अगर कोई सिचुएशन हो आई थिंक ही कैन डू द जॉब एज वेल बट आई डोंट थिंक सो कि ऐसा कोई फ्लोटर वगैरह का कुछ सोच रहे होंगे they might not be thinking like that. So I think the best position will be number 6 only to have.
Hmm.
We will come back to the best. Obviously, we will come to know about this when we will will be saying about the best playing 11. But Manohar is also for me one of the best things SRH did actually in the auction. Means भाई मतलब क्या कर रहे थे अलग टीम पता नहीं बट मनोहर को इतना मतलब yeah he gone for a good amount. But there are other couple of things which you can add up alongside Manohar. Yes, Manohar is also a very good option to have. But what they actually did again, Abhishek Bhai, coming back to you only. Firstly, the core they have retained. The core is there from the last season, and other additions. According to you, what are the things they did right pre and in the auction? We talked about the pre-auction stuff before as well, but you can add it over here. But what happened after the auction or during the auction, particularly?
I mean, you look at again the point which I mentioned in the in my opening statement that they've tried to even strengthen the batting unit so that because if you look at last time, it was majorly dependent on the openers Travishek, Nitish Kumar Reddy, and Rich Class. These were the guys who scored volumes of runs. These four batters. Now, for these four batters, you added someone like an Ishan Kishan, who is a proper Indian player, and you add someone like an Abhinav Manahar, who is also a very good domestic player. And the thing with Indian domestic players, which we all should acknowledge, sometimes we don't acknowledge, is that they have been to almost all the uh, cricketing grounds across the country, and they've played a lot of cricket since their age group, since their under 16, since their under 19s. So that gives them a very good idea of the conditions over there when compared to foreign options. So that is why the Indian options, especially when the wickets get trickier, they are much more useful. And now, if you look at what are the things which we have done with Abhinav Manohar, what he can do versus what Abdul Samad can do. So Abdul Samad might not be a perfect fit at number 6, number 7. The reason for his very mixed returns is because of
Yeah, yeah.
his ability, or you could say his shortcomings. He's not just a slogan. Everybody used to believe since the past 5 years that Abdul Samad, because he has that ability of hitting long sixes, people miscalculated or looked at him as only a slogger. But instead, he's a proper batsman who can bat it number three and number four. Now, number three and number four, there is no chance Abdul Samad can come and play that role at SRH. And hence, you have to find someone who is good at that particular roles, who regularly bat at number five, number six. And if you look at those options in Indian domestic circle, you had Abhinav Manohar Sadrangani is one there, and then you had this who's an experienced player. And you look at the youngsters, you had many. You had the Shakde who's playing for Punjab Kings. He's one guy, and there is this Saurabh Dubey who's playing for
Yeah.
Rajasthan Royals. He's one guy. So there are Shah Rukh Khan is unfortunately not in the option. He's not there. So there are very limited options you can take, and the best of them is Abhinav Manohar Sadrangani. So they did well there, and they also got in Sachin Baby, who had a very good Kerala Premier League. He scored the top run scorer there. He scored most sixes, and he's obviously coming after a back then. Now he's coming after a heartbreak of the Ranji Trophy's final, where he played that rash shot, and they did not qualify. They did not get the first innings lead, and they lost the Ranji Trophy. So in terms of batting, I think we plugged all holes, and yeah. Uh, but again, it is again the. I also feel that this time there will also be that third gear game also with Nitish Kumar Reddy there, and with someone like Sachin Baby, with someone like Abhinav Manohar also. You sometimes see that they kind of get down their gears. They're very good at doing it. So if let us say even in last year, if you look at glimpses of when Nitish Kumar Reddy played well, one was the Punjab game in Munampur, where we were 37 for 3 and where he geared down with Abdul Samad and then he finished it off. Again, against Rajasthan also, he partnered with Klassen and he finished it off. So you have someone like an Nitish Kumar Reddy there and even Ishan Kishan who has a very good ODI record, which means that he also has the ability of knowing to stop and when to go big. So I believe that's the good thing they have done. And bowling, I think you did not ask me. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We'll come to that bowling part. Manju sir, आप अगर observe किए हो, anything you want to shed light on what they have means done
Yeah,
done
mainly
better with
my
the
worry
options?
is like, my
Yeah,
worry is what number will Nitish Reddy bat because they have to fit people in the lineup. And like if Ishan is coming at three, which some reports we have to, if we they are to be believed. So what is a good number for Nitish to bat? He will bat behind the power hitters, or will he be the floating option? Or what does Abhishek think?
yeah,
No, I mean, Nitish, I think is number four. That's what you start ideally. Again, it depends on situations. If they feel that the top three bat till maybe 16th, 17th over, then you would probably send in Classic. So that is there, but mostly it is not going to happen because the style of game which SRH plays, uh, you will lose wickets. So mostly you will not find Nitish batting less than number four in not a lot many games.
yeah. So I think Manju sir, that is the ideal I think position they're looking at क्योंकि Aiden Markram नहीं है, so I think Nitish Kumar will fit in that number four position quite well, and his spin game we saw for playing for India in the T20
Yeah,
alongside Riyan
yeah.
Parag.
He
He was
started off against Nathan Lyon with a four, like cover drive straight
yeah
away.
he,
So
he
that's
was
what. No, so that's what
yeah
I was wondering. Suppose there's a team like CSK to break up the left-handers, will they send him ahead of Kishan or something? Is there a chance
yeah because yeah there is a
against
question
Ashwin?
as
Or
well. Yeah, there is a question as well, Manju sir. वो left-handed dominated batting order.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's what. So how
Nitish
do?
Kumar Reddy will be the answer. Yes, Abhishek bhai.
I think looking at things Pat Cummins does as a whole, like he's never worried about these stereotype things that you should not bowl a left arm spinner to a left hand batsman or you should
Hmm.
not bowl a off spinner to right hand. He doesn't really bother in all of this because if you look at last season, when Ishan Kishan was going full throttle in that 277 game, and like 10 overs, there was some 148, these guys, Mumbai Indians. He got in
Hmm.
Shahbaz Ahmed, and Shahbaz Ahmed got the wicket of Ishan Kishan. So Pat Cummins is not a guy of this typical T20 cliches. He takes that's what my observation was, that he takes the game as it is, and if he trusts his gut very much, and it pays a lot of time. That's what makes him. And even Rohit has similar qualities. Even Rohit is not this stereotypical with, these guys cannot do, these guys cannot. And I don't see a problem with spinners coming ahead, because Abhishek Sharma is a fantastic player of spin. So I don't see any problem. I see top three just sticking there, and I'm sure the hallmark of success for last team was role clarity, and I'm sure that that is not going to go anywhere. One or two tactical changes might happen, but I don't see top three changing unless maybe if they feel something. But on the face of it, I don't think they're going to mess it up, even if it is Ashwin or Jadeja or anybody else. Abhishek Sharma just loves spin. So if until and unless Abhishek Sharma is there, they're not going to mess it up. Even if they start with an off spinner like Ashwin, playing in Chennai, obviously Dhoni, sorry, not Dhoni, but generally you like him to start.
Hmm.
But I am sure
True.
that it's not a thing to worry about.
Yeah.
And
And I
one more
think that,
thing is about Cummins' batting number. What do you feel? Is seven too low for him, or he can also come up to arrest a slide or something? Because he
No,
has some
I don't
50s
think he.
in previous,
Yeah, I
so he
think
won't
what
be
Cummins, I think
prioritizing his.
is. No, I think 8 is a good position for him. And yeah, I don't see him bat anything above that. Maybe 7 you might expect in some games where you want both Adam Zampa and Rahul Char to play. Probably that is when maybe he might come in and play at 7. But even that is also very unlikely, because Pat Cummins' mantra, if you look at last season, he was like, 150s, 160s are not going to win us matches. So you just go for it. Get as many runs as possible. Only then we are going to win it. He said this statement after the qualifier one, where, Sunrisers were like 158 for 3, like, no, 108 for 5 after 12 overs in the qualifier one against KKR. Then one of the interviewers asked him that why didn't you look at probably a 170 as a target? But he said that no, it doesn't matter. It's a very good wicket. If we are going to wear 170, we are going to lose it. If we keep on going, if we get to 180, that 10 runs can give us cushion to bowl well. So that is the mindset which Pat Cummins and Daniel Vittori have instilled in Sunrise Hyderabad, and I don't think they are going to change anything in that, because but if sometimes I tell the weakness, I fear that if the first few games doesn't click well, it will be interesting to see if they will change the strategy a bit. Then Manju Bhai's comments of maybe sending Ishan Kishan, all these things happens. That would be an interesting thing to do, but on the face of it, no.
and Abhishek Bhai, this question on Akash Kumar, Manju sir, to you as well. I think you pretty much covered only Abhishek Bhai ki that left hand combination will left hand dominated top order means with Ishan Kishan, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, then again in down the order अगर कोई आए तो but I think that's not going to be a problem because they are not one dimensional players, isn't it?
So there is one interesting incident from almost 5 decades ago where Ajit Wadekar was down with a fever and Farokh Engineer captained the side.
Uh,
So it was India versus England and I think Calcutta. So what he did was he made Venkatraghavan bowl to the left-hander and Bishan Singh Bedi bowl to the right-hander. So I don't know. These are all different thought process. And I don't
yeah,
think like how Abhishek said that SRH has come with of course, not a set template, but they are clear with their strategy and they are clear with the batting order.
yeah,
Unlike like maybe KKR, like they may read about their position in the paper the next day, like when McCallum era was there. So in that respect, definitely their batting order will be decided before. So again, finisher means they have Abhinav Manohar. I think he has to do it along with the rest. Maybe Klaasen through the
uh,
middle overs, and then if he stays
and
on,
then
that will be the.
yes. Yes, I think finisher is not a concern that much here because someone like Abhinav Manohar is there, and if they require someone like Aniket Verma to come in the middle overs, then the Klassen will also come into play. But I think that will be sorted. I think Abhishek by finisher is not a concern, right? Because Cummins at 8 gives you a lot of cushion there.
Yeah, I mean, Cummins is definitely a better batter than what he himself rates himself, because we all know how good he is. So I don't see it a problem. With the addition of Vian Mulder, that question even more answers itself because Jan Mulder is one of the finest upcoming genuine all-rounders who is in the circuit now. He's had a very good last 12 months, and SRH might actually keep that third slot open if they're batting first and look at whom to get. If there's an early collapse, maybe they might start Jan Mulder. If things go well, maybe they can get an this guy. mm, Adam Zampa. Or again, as I said before in the opening remarks, that Kamindu Mendes is doing well. So maybe Kamindu Mendes and Abhinav Manohar, like Kamindu Mendes comes above Klassen. So Klassen, Abhinav Manohar, and Cummins would be the 4, 5, 6. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever. That is going to be the last three batters. So, yeah. When you compare with KKR, obviously you can't match them. How can you match? So, yeah.
नहीं नहीं अभी
Or even
जो है
Mumbai cannot match.
नहीं I think strength to strength they have done well. They have been focused on their strength and they are playing according to strength. And that has been their onslaught with the bat, aggressive batting there and backing up with some disciplined bowling. मतलब, job done kind of bowling. But this year, what different they can do because last year थोड़ा बहुत hiccups आए थे because we saw that even after posting huge total, the opposition got a lot closer. I remember DK almost taking down that 287 target
Yeah.
in Chinnaswamy. So yeah, batting is always a strength, but is bowling against a thing which they need to focus even a bit because yeah, one-sided batting may he agar if they are dependent. Is it kind of weakness or do you see that this is the way it is or it should go? Abhishek, bye you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at again what we have done at the auction is we picked up Bhuvi, you cannot get him. So you got Shami, who is at the moment is better than Bhuvi. Like maybe Bhuvi is overall you might say Bhuvi is a better IPL bowler if you look at the end of their career. But as of today, Shami is a better prospect because he's playing for India and he's done well. His recent form has been good. So that's a tick mark. And Harshal Patel is a proven IPL performer. Parkul Patel, we know how we all call him. And despite of his economy, yeah, he manages to take wickets with his change-ups. He's got a very good dipping Yorker, all these variations he has. So these two are sorted. And Pat Cummins has obviously is a class player. He's done well last time also, so we expect him to do well this time around also. And again, you had this spinner in Rahul Chahar, or you might want to play Zampa. One of them is there, and they're pretty good. Rahul Chahar maybe in the simulation matches is done well, but yeah, Rahul Chahar might go for runs also, but he can also pick up wickets. So JD Unadkat is there obviously with his change-ups, with his very very clever bowling. He's one of the most respected cricketers around the domestic cricket. JD Unadkat, you talk to any other young fast bowler in the country, everybody respects JD Unadkat. So that's what the quality he has. That's what the game reading he has is one of the finest we have in the country. That's what many experts and many players who played with him say that JD Unadkat is one of the finest readers of the game. So you have a bowling attack of this experience and you look at it, all of them are experienced. Like everybody is experienced, and you also have someone like a Simarjeet, who's also struggling with injury at the moment, but he's a very good prospect and is doing well. And he did well in the Delhi Premier League, where runs were flowing all around the park, but he was the one who contained them and also was the leading wicket taker, if I'm not wrong. He did very well in the Delhi League also. And yeah, you look at Ishan Malinga, who's had a very good SA20 with the death bowling thing. So that is there. And then you have someone like uh, Abhishek Sharma, who's improved a lot as a left-arm spinner in the last 12 months. You look at his mat, Mustaq Ali, Vijay Hazare records, he's improved a lot. And Vijay Hazare, he consistently bowled 10 overs. So yeah, overall, it's a well-rounded attack with experience. It might go for runs because none of the bowlers here are economical, barring Shami. All of them are wicket takers. But yeah, if you have a score of 220, 230, you definitely back this attack to win, defend the score.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned Simarjit Singh here, Abhishek bhai, क्योंकि personally he is one of my favorite. As here, if I am going to keep bring in the who are the top domestic options. So I am looking at in the SRH camp. I think Simarjit is right up there. Yes, he's the injuries has been constant the party spoiler for him right from his Delhi duties as well in the domestic cricket. But I think Simarjit is someone who can go really close to what Hazelwood has done in this format with that height, with that I think with the kind of dimension it is in Uppal. So I think Simarjit can do a lot of great things, especially in that middle overs where you need that option to get that wicket because economical there will be bowlers who can be economical. For example, not I'm not saying about SRH. I'm saying about if you see RCB just recently I wrapped up RCB preview. So they have an economical option in Krunal Pandya, but they don't have a wicket taking option there in the middle overs. But if you have someone like Simarjit Singh who can come in the middle over enforcer role, I think that is a huge plus. With Shami doing the things he does always with the new ball in T20 format with the new ball, it's no brainer. Shami is the game changer. He has been one of the best wicket takers in the Indian Premier League for a while now. So I think someone like Simarjit coming in alongside Pat Cummins, who is also a very good bowler in that phase. So I think that gonna solve a lot of things. Bhai Manju sir, coming to the spin attack, Abhishek Bhai said about a lot of things, but Jisan Ansari, you mentioned in the
Yeah,
earlier part of the stream,
right.
Jisan Ansari is a pretty unknown personality here in this squad.
Yeah.
From UP means what kind? If you want to add on anything, what kind of expectation you have if he gets a chance?
Yeah, so mainly like he has a little canted seam and the ball comes into the right hander most of the time. And he also has a decent leg break. So I think those who don't know him might try to play him like a leggy. So he can be a surprise element. So
Yeah,
like if the
definitely.
wicket is taking turn, maybe he can be named as an impact sub or he can come. Or like suppose Shami has some issues, then we can sub impact sub Shami that way. So I know it's difficult to this thing, but if you see Shami's record is much better in the power play. So that way also there may be a scope to use the impact sub to our advantage, so that it will be like a workload management and you can have the best out of Shami in the best phase of the game. So same way the leg spinner apart from Rahul Chahar and Zampa, does seem to be an exciting prospect, and plus it's a Indian spinner. So I think the fourth overseas slot, suppose they decide to play the Sri Lankan for his dual skill, then they can include him in a wicket which takes turn. So like Abhishek Bad mentioned, Chennai and Ekana will take some turn, but Ekana still we are waiting how it will be. It's a new wicket.
Yeah. The WPL matches it were high scoring in Ikana
Yeah, it was
this
high
time.
scoring. Right, right.
Yeah, they were high scoring matches in Ikana. So hopefully, means okay. Let's see what. And Jishan is from UP. He knows the condition in Lucknow very well. He was one of the highest wicket takers alongside Vipraj Nigam in that UP T20 league, and that is where he got the spotlight. Actually, he was going through a very hard times in the last couple of years. He was not getting a part in the UP side as well. He has been part of India under 19 as well in the past, but
Yeah, he's a batchmate of Ishan Kishan as far
I
as
think
under
yes,
Yeah,
19.
yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
so
2016,
he's the
yeah,
same cycle, but
Ishan,
good to
Rishabh.
see.
Yeah.
Right.
yes. So the thing you mentioned that it comes right inside into the right hander. Yeah, he can be a very good option with against someone like Padikal who struggles really even against the left hander who
Yeah.
struggles. If, even Rishabh Pant struggle with the ball going away. We have seen that often nowadays in this format. So he can be very exciting option as a wicket taker and as a someone who can put a break on the run flow as well. So Jishan Ansari, Simarjit Singh, these are the top two domestic players to watch out in the bowling point of view. I'm saying because Aniket Verma in that crowded batting lineup, I think yeah, chance mile to bahut acha. We will get to see him. But I think looking at the bowling, Simarjit and Jishan, let's see what they can do. Simarjit is well known now from the last couple of years. He has been part of CSK as well. But let's see what he can do outside CSK for the first time. SRH, it's not as Abhishek Bhai said that they will always have that batting deck there. So let's see. But coming to Abhishek Bhai, coming back to you, you mentioned Ishan Malinga. Do you see him getting any match time this season? Because he's a kind of curious option here. But not many people know about him. Who is Ishan Malinga? He attended trials of Rajasthan Royals as well. So that tells you. And I think auction maybe these two teams were behind Ishan Malinga,
Yeah,
Rajasthan
he
Royals and
plays for the
Sunrisers.
Pal Royals in SA20. So that is the reason.
Yeah,
Sangakkara is
yeah.
there. So yeah, we have
So,
Murli sir, they have Sangakkara.
so what you do you want to add anything on him? Can he get a match time there?
I think he's a death bowling specialist. So getting a match time again depends on the combination we are going to play. But as of now, he's like okay. He's still work in progress, not in the level of Patirana, but definitely has the skill set of that. Like he's good with the older ball. Let's say when the wickets are kind of slowing up a bit, he's kind of Jay Unatkar type with a very good Yorker. That's what I sum up him like that.
Yeah. So that is a very brief that point on there. But
And one more thing is both Unadkat and Harshal, will they play together in the 11? Like, will you see?
Possible, but because Unatkar is the only left arm seamer we have. So
Right, variety, yes. So,
yeah, and Pat
no,
Cummins
because they're
had gelled well
because
with
they
Unadkat movie. Yeah, he likes the
because
discussion
they
with
have those slower
bowlers
balls. So, like,
surrounding.
if it becomes a little predictable, both of them, like, they may tend to overdo the slower ball. So,
Yeah, I mean, if you look at last time, the scores we've scored, 1, 2 overs in the middle broke the
yeah,
momentum of the chasing side. So that's what, and having a bowling captain is an advantage because उसको भी पता है ना, like पिटाई तो होगा ही होगा. So they understand a bowler captain, bowlers who are captains understand little things better. Like okay, this bowler at this stage bowled this fantastic over, so we won. So at the end of the day, they will be not then even Vittori is a bowler. So you know at the end of the day, they are not going to look at figures and say no, he didn't do it. Maybe his 1, 2 overs are expensive, but at that crucial moment, he delivered a 6 run over. He delivered a 7 run over. Maybe he might have gone 20, 15 in his previous overs. But come the big moment, he gave that 7 over run over which broke the momentum. In that over, he bowled tight, and hence in the next over, we got a couple of wickets. But that two
yeah,
wickets would not come to this bowler. It will go to some other. So when you have a bowling captain or captains who are smart like MS or Rohit, these people look things like in this kind of spectrum. So yes, I think it's not a worry. But yeah, playing both of them is a bit unlikely. But only thing which is working in favor of playing both of them is Unatkat being a left arm.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Manju sir got a call. No worries there. We can take a couple of question, Abhishek Bhai. I think there's a good question here on the basis of the combination here. Coming to the best combination, in my opinion, Mulder should start while Chahar comes in as an impact player. Any thoughts on this? Abhishek Bhai, shed light on this. Um, Bryden Carr's ka replacement, Mulder. Where do you see?
Yeah, Barancas is more of a bowling all-rounder, whereas Vian Mulder, I think we can say is a batting all-rounder with a very good bowling. Recently, his bowling stocks have gone very high. Vian Mulder is doing well in Test circuit also. So Vian Mulder is now that genuine all-rounder kind of category of Hardik Pandya. So interesting because again, I say that it is they'll keep that. In my opinion, if they can keep that option of that fourth over slot open when we are batting first, depending upon how the wicket plays when we are batting, we can swap that position with either Ishan Malinga or Stampa or Mulder. So that's how I look at things. But yeah, there is a very good chance of Mulder coming in and playing because it strengthens the batting even further. So yeah, it's possible. What Bhargava is saying, it is definitely possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Manju sir, I think got a important call. So no worries. I think we have covered everything. We will wrap it up in a few minutes. Coming here, another question here. Here, a question from Sourish Bhai. This team will be champions for sure. Notice Harshal and Shami will get most wicket. Ishan and Kerr will get most runs. Abhishek will get wickets. Abhishek can do that all-rounder role here. Abhishek bhai, क्योंकि he can be that golden arm thing maybe in the power play.
Power play, I'm not sure, but definitely you think, especially when a wicket falls or two new batters are at the crease, that is the time he might come in and sneak in 1 or 2 overs. And he has this knack of picking up wickets like Suresh Raina, and his mentor Yuvraj Singh. Occasional wickets they come in and bowl. So there is that genes of, you get that vibe like Suresh Raina. Whenever Suresh Raina comes to bowl, you used to have that vibe that, something is going to happen. Either he's going to go for runs or he's going to pick wickets. You get that kind of vibe when I see Abhishek. And he's improved, like I said in the beginning. He's improved his bowling in the last 12 months. He had a very good Mustaq Ali and Vijay Hazare with the ball. He bowled a lot. He has a lot of overs behind him. So, yeah, and he's the only left-hand
Yeah,
spinner we have.
yeah,
So,
and
yes,
there's no Shabazz this time, so I think he
yes.
will have to do some lifting there as a left arm spinner if required there. Baki, agar if we
Yeah,
come
apart
to the
from coming to Mendes, obviously, like
uh, correct,
ambidextrous, right? Yeah.
yeah. And if you coming to any kind of means problem which can create this time they lag behind if we come to the weaknesses, yes, we have been talking about what are their strength, what things which can they can do when it is under their control, but any gap you see in their combination balance anywhere which they need to be careful in this campaign.
Yeah, I mean, like every team has weaknesses, even SRH has one. And this is more due to the like the mega auction thing which happens every 3 years. I attribute our weaknesses to this because retentions we lost a lot of players, and even with Nitish Kumar Reddy just sitting for 6 crores, we still went with a very major purse of 45 crores into the auction, and you had to make the most of it, and I believe they made the most of the 45 crores they have. But the problem and one of the main weaknesses I've mentioned in my podcast also in Telugu, which we've did in our
Yeah,
Spotify, it is available. You guys, if anybody is Telugu speaker, you can go and check out it. Sorry for the plug-in, but yeah, one of the weaknesses is the injuries which players are coming off. Nitish is coming off an injury. Uh, Shami is obviously not fully fit like the Shami we know. He's also having a little bit of niggle here and there. Cummins is coming after a break. So, and Harshal is also having a issue. He didn't play all the. I think Vijay Hazard against he did not play all the games because of some injury or something. Simarjeet is having an injury. So this is one of the issues, and there are no proper replacements. Like last time, even if Klassen had something, you had Glenn Phillips to cover him up. Travis Head was not there. Maybe Glenn Phillips was there, but this time you don't have that kind of replacements because it's a mega
very good
auction.
point. Yeah,
Maybe in
good
the
point.
next couple of auctions we might do well and get replacement. But yeah, this is injuries and the backups are one of uh, the biggest concerns. And even Pat Cummins' bowling form after coming off injury is also going to be a little bit of concern. We don't know how he's fit, how he's going to go about. So these are the concerns I believe. And even batting, because of our approach, one day we'll get all out for 110, 120, like we seen it in the playoffs also. So yeah, these are our three major weaknesses which I believe we have. According to you, you feel anything there are more, like in your opinion?
No, I think that is pretty much covered it up because last time Aiden Markram was there, Phillips was there, so there were options like reliable option. Now this time they have to rely on the domestic option like Aniket Verma. Kind of a good thing, but you need that experience as well in that order. And Mulder is coming. I don't think so. He has been part of IPL before. I think Lucknow. He was. I don't remember
I'm not
him
sure.
playing in the. Yeah, I also don't remember him playing in the IPL. But then you have Tide, which is more of kind of an anchor. If something happens to Head
Yeah, Abhishek
or Klassen,
Sharma's. Yeah,
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 if
Abhishek
something
Sharma's a question.
happens if something happens to Head and Klassen, I think there is no reliable option who can come in and chip in there. So maybe that is one thing SRH have to think about and have to be very careful. It's a injury injury back end weakness, but hopefully there's not much hiccups there in that regard, because injury is not what we want to see, especially for a team such high ceiling and who gave such a good time for to the fans during this 2 months of cricket, T20 cricket here. So last question, Abhishek Bhai. Baki, they have done really well in the auction. They have got the likes of Simarjit, the likes of Aniket Verma. They got a couple of good options in the backup as Ishan Malinga as well in the overseas bowling option. Zampa is a very good wicket taking option because uh, there's a good mix up of Indian core. Abhishek and KR solves a lot of problem as well, because if you see other teams, they struggle to get someone like NKR and Abhishek, who are the star, who can turn the game on their heads, being an Indian or part of the Indian core. And to addition to that, they have been retained. So it plays a big part. So these are the kind of strengths I believe that the Indian contingent, I think, can step up and will need to step up at some point, because the likes of Head and Klassen, I don't think so. Uh, at least you will need 8 or 9 wins to be comfortable to qualify for the playoffs. So 8 9 wins, you will need at least 2 games to where you need your young Indian options to step up here. So Abhishek, by coming to the last question, I think we have covered up almost everything. Best playing 11, if you want to say, already mentioned a couple of
Yeah,
times, but
yeah,
once again, if you want to.
yeah. The top six like Travishek, Ishan Kishan, Nitish Reddy, Klassen, Abhinav Manohar. Like I said before, maybe coming to Mendes at five and six Klassen, seven Abhinav Manohar, eight Cummins, nine is Harshal Patel, 10 is Shami, 11 is Rahul Chahar, and that impact player can be Adam Champa. No, I think because Kamil is playing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
impact player can be Jaydev Unadkat or Simarjit Bhaji.
Simarjit, yes.
If
Simarjit.
Kamindu is not playing, then impact player can be then Aniket Verma or Sachin Devi will fill up that role. Then impact can be one of Mulder, Ishan Malinga, or Zampa, depending on the conditions we might play. For Uppal, I believe they are going to start with Kamindu Mendes. With Kamindu Mendes.
Okay. That you were expecting, or you want him to start there.
I think I'm getting the feeling because first game he was very bad in the first simulation game, and second simulation game when Pat Cummins was there, Vittori was there, everybody was watching. He played a fantastic knock of 60 of 30 balls. Like you, sometimes he goes into that zone 9 Test match cricket. He just goes on getting. He was in that zone. He's also picked up wickets with both off spin and left arm spin. So as a foreign player, you look at someone like this guy, you kind of want him, like that X factor is there. Coming to Mendes, okay, we can use him whenever we want as a bowler also. So that might just push his case a little bit because Zampa has not come yet. So that's the reason I'm a little bit worried. And with the history Zampa has of pulling out in between, so yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I hope he comes.
जी बिल्कुल. Let's see what transpire. Uh, I think on 23rd is the first game. I know Uppal. I think you're going.
Yeah, the afternoon game against the Royals.
You're going.
No, no, no. I'm going for the Vizag game here in 30th.
Okay.
Versus the Delhi Capitals. So Delhi Capitals has chosen its home as Vizag, which is okay. You're going to see a lot of orange flags here. No problem.
Okay. So one final touch. Will SRH go one step further this year? Last year, heartbreak in the final. This year, do you see them go through?
Playoffs, I believe they will go. Yeah. And then once you go into playoffs, anything can happen. I believe last time also we should have won that final also if we had been a little more careful with our strategy or in terms of things. But it didn't work out. But this time we have well-rounded attack when compared to the other teams. on paper definitely are a well-rounded attack, and I definitely believe that we are going to go one step further this time and lift the second trophy. And only cup or the only trophy which Pat Cummins does not have, apart from the Champions Trophy, which I believe he's not even bothering about because he's pulled out of it. So that's why I believe that Pat Cummins is not worried about Champions Trophy. The one cup he did not win till a couple of months back was Border Gavaskar and IPL. Now the only cup he did not win is IPL as a captain. As a player, he's won it with KKR, but as a captain, he's yet to win a IPL trophy. So I hope it is coming soon. It's coming home this time.
Yeah, yeah. And even as a player, I think he was not that involved back then in 2014.
Yeah, but you get that badge, right? You are part of the championship team. Experts, they'll write IPL
so
2024. For Ryan Morgan,
so
they'll write IPL 2016 winner, even without
so
playing a lot many games.
so
So yeah.
one thing, if as you said, anything can happen in the playoffs. If in the final again, there's a situation arise like Travis Head got out again early like last year. This time this batting lineup is better to
Yeah,
carry
better
that.
equipped with Ishan Kishan and Abhinav Manohar. Better equipped than last year. I mean, they might fail. That's we cannot guarantee anything, but preparation wise, they are better equipped. Yeah, option wise, they did their best with the person they have. So no complaints. It's now onto the field. What
Yeah,
happens? Let's
yeah,
see. It's going to be an
yeah.
interesting season. I believe it's a roller coaster season. It is definitely going to be a roller coaster season. Yeah, all teams are
Uh,
looking good, and hopefully, I'm looking forward to your previews. Uh, I've seen the
uh,
RCB one also. It was very good.
Chalo, thank you. Let's see. Rampy Pro couldn't join us. He joined last time, so hopefully we can have one maybe in the middle of the season after the halfway stage. We can do one another live stream together. So thanks for coming. Also in the short notice yesterday only I texted you. So thanks for coming on a short notice, and thanks everyone for joining. And hopefully SRH get through this time one step further. Very hardworking team, and they are doing which no other team has done in this tournament history. So let's get going with the IPL season this time and make it an orange. Thank you, Abhishek Bhai, once again. See you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
Go on, Jeremy.